Hey, what's up, you guys? This is going to be the last show Crash Course is going to have that's actually just going to be what matches and stuff happened throughout the night. Just a rundown, okay? Now, basically, this is what's going to happen after. Oh my gosh, the camera. This is what's going to happen basically after I do the run out kind of thing, okay? We're just basically going to have the top 6 things that happen within the 2 weeks. Or it could possibly up to 4 weeks, 4 or 5 weeks until the pay-per-view. Then on the pay-per-view night, I'll actually go through the whole pay-per-view. So it'll be I'll probably title it for example, since we're going to Combustible Elements very soon, I'll probably title it Road to Combustible Elements, which means it's lead up. What 10 things happen in 5 weeks? The 10 top things, and those will be the things I talk about within the story. So yeah. So this is Crash Course, July 26, 2010. Okay. Eventually, I'll be caught up to 2012, but so we had Hulk Hogan and Eric Bischoff came out and talked about how they will beat Home Wrestling Entertainment just like that. They mocked him. They said that they were better. They said that they had more talent. They said they could make them tap out quicker. That they're better, built better. That they're built faster. Some degrees, yes. Some degrees, no. Some degrees you might not know yet. And some degrees it has not been tested. But the factor is that these guys claimed that they did. So Crash Course general manager Eric Allgood makes his way to the ring, and then they talk about, he brings up the fact, he says, well, it's a 5-on-5 elimination match. So how about this? How about we pick the 5 guys that are going to represent our teams right now? And how about this? We pick those 5 guys, and they're going to represent our team, okay? And those guys will compete tonight in singles matches, and in the main event, it'll be a tag team match. Eric Bischoff and Hogan agree with the whole process, so they start picking. Representing Team Homo Wrestling Entertainment, we got the Beast, the World Homo Wrestling Entertainment Champion, the Beast. His brother, Big Bear, and then we got Diamond Dallas Page, we got Scott Steiner, and we got the five-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Booker T. Representing TNA, Team Hogan, we've got Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, AJ Styles, and at the time, Beer Money, Bobby Roode, James Storm. So match number 1. Basically, everybody goes backstage. Eric Bischoff is like, well, those are your guys, these are my guys. So how about this? He says, well, how about you pick the first match, and the winner gets to pick the next match, and so on. Okay. And Eric Allgood's like, that sounds good and everything, but how about this? How about we just let the guys pick who they want to face. So he says, so basically Eric Bischoff and Hogan agree with it, and Hogan calls out one half of Beer Money, James Storm. James Storm comes out and stands on the ramp and talks about, who he wants to face. And the first guy that comes to mind is a guy he's never faced one-on-one, and that's Booker T. So Booker T's music hits, they come out, they have a great match. Booker T goes for the booking, gets pushed away, gets distracted by Eric Bischoff. Booker T takes out Eric Bischoff with a right hand to the jaw, turns around, gets the last call super kick, and that ends up to be a 3 count. After the match, Team TNA mauls Booker T. Team Homo Wrestling Entertainment makes the late save, which leads to Scott Steiner saying that he wants to go one-on-one with Bobby Roode. And then everybody goes backstage. They have a clear moment of thought. They have a decent match as well. Scott Steiner and Bobby Roode go back and forth. Bobby Roode goes for a spine buster. Scott Steiner counters it into a face buster off the mat. Then he gives him the Steiner recliner and makes him tap out. So right now for the score tonight, it's 1-1. We go to a backstage segment. And by the way, our announcers, Lucas Philippi and David Faulkner, are still the same guys. Good friends of mine again. But we got an interviewer backstage interviewing AJ Styles. And AJ Styles talks about, that he's indifferent within this rivalry between TNA and Home Wrestling Entertainment. He loves the fans and he loves Home Wrestling Entertainment, but he actually loves TNA a lot more because he's actually worked there. Says that he has the pick next. He says he's went one-on-one with Booker T. He's faced Scott Steiner. Those guys are done. But he says one-on-one tonight, he will go against Diamond Dallas Page, the man who last week fought Shelton Benjamin for the TV Hardcore Championship in a hardcore match. Lost, but tonight he will go one-on-one with AJ Styles. So they went to the ring and they fought. They had a decent match. They went back and forth. The match was very quick-paced. AJ Styles really dominated the beginning of the match. DDP fought back later in the match. And, you really don't know it, but DDP hit the Diamond Cutter. Referee got pulled out of the ring and got nailed with an uppercut by Kurt Angle. We all know who he is. Then he hit a belly-to-belly suplex through the referee face first into the ramp. On the ramp you walk into the ring with. AJ Styles accidentally tries to hit DDP with a move and flies over the top rope, takes out Angle. He tries to get back in the ring, gets hit with a second Diamond Cutter. Another referee slides in the ring, and it's a 3 count. So now Steiner and DDP have picked up wins for Home Wrestling Entertainment. And on the other hand, James Storm is the only one to pick up a victory so far for TNA. We go to match number 4. Shelton Benjamin automatically has to defend his TV Hardcore Championship every single week. And tonight he's defending it in a Fatal 4-Way against Christopher Daniels, Viscera, and Rikishi. Now, update from last week, Christopher Daniels busted Viscera on the side of the face with his briefcase. Christopher Daniels gets a future tag team title match, but his partner probably will not be Viscera now. So the match was a hardcore match, a hardcore Fatal 4-Way to be more specific, and it was for the TV Hardcore title. It was a pretty good match. Shelton Benjamin and Christopher Daniels worked well together, high-flying, risk-taking guys. And Rikishi and Vis walked and destroyed each other in the middle of the ring as the powerhouses in the match. Shelton Benjamin and Viscera sort of had a moment to thank. Shelton Benjamin nailed a super kick on Viscera. He sort of lands on the announce table a little bit. And puts him to wrestle on the announce table, climbs a 20-foot ladder, gives him a diving splash off the ladder. Actually a swanton. And they go through the announce table. Christopher Daniels and Rikishi, meanwhile, are fighting in the ring. Christopher Daniels hits an enziguri. Actually, 3 enziguris. And then hits a running drop kick. Hits the world's highest moonsault and becomes the new TV Hardcore Heavyweight Champion. Match number 5. We had Tara take on Mickie James for the number 1 contendership at the Women's International Championship. Okay, sounds interesting. Tara and Mickie James are very good athletes, very fast. Obviously, Mickie James and Tara have a lot of history. Mickie James Early on, Mickie James took the fight to the outside, goes for a mick kick, misses, hits the post. Tara takes advantage of this, starts working on the leg. Later on, she hits the Widow's Peak and gets a 3 count. Awesome Kong comes out there and just basically her and Tara go at it. She throws Tara back first into the post, goes in the ring, gives Mickie James another awesome bomb, and then just stands over her to end the segment. Match number 6. And while I know I'm doing a lot better on time, it's only 10 minutes instead of 22. Match number 6 was Goldberg, Rhino, and Road Dogg. So Goldberg, Rhino, and Road Dogg taking on Batista, Billy Gunn, and Paul Burchill in a 6-man tag team match. Live this Sunday, we're going to have Road Dogg versus Billy Gunn. Yeah, the match should be interesting, right? We also will have Goldberg versus Batista. Which also should be interesting. And in this match, really, Goldberg wanted to get his hands on Batista. That didn't work too well. And Billy Gunn and Road Dogg wanted to get their hands on each other, and that worked out a little better. The winners of this match happened when Batista basically walked out on Paul Burchill and Billy Gunn. Okay? And basically, when Batista walked out on them, Paul Burchill was in the ring fighting Road Dogg. Okay? Billy Gunn was like, Road Dogg tagged in Goldberg, and then Billy Gunn just jumped off the apron. Goldberg speared the hell right out of Paul Burchill and got the advantage. Billy Gunn just basically walked away and left him high and dry, just like Batista. But Billy Gunn later came in the ring and fought Road Dogg. Rhino made the save, and Gord, Billy Gunn out of his shoes. And Batista stood on the ramp having an eye contest with good old Goldberg. And the main event was the Beast and Big Bear. They they automatically fought Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe. Back and forth match, but Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe weakened Big Bear and worked on his legs. And the end of the match, Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe made it was they made Big Bear tap out. It was back and forth. Basically at the first beginning of the match, Angle and Joe were working on his leg. Later in the match, the Beast and Big Bear, the brothers, worked on Samoa Joe's back, and back and forth kind of match. And then later on, they made Big Bear tap out. So, anyways, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns or anything, that would be cool. Just put them down at the bottom. And then, basically, we'll have the top 6 things happen. But live, this Sunday is Combustible Elements. And I'll probably have that probably tomorrow or whatever. Figure out what matches are going to happen and everything. And, yeah, we're going to have one hell of a show, one hell of a pay-per-view called The Combustible Elements. And Combustible Elements should be a great... Somebody's on the roof again. So anyways, Combustible Elements should be a great pay-per-view, and I hope to see it. You like my hairdo? It's pretty looking. So yeah, I saved a lot of time. It's only 14:10. So yeah, I'll see you guys around.